How did your gifted sibling finally get humbled? My daughter Emma decided she was superior to humanity when her 4th grade teacher recommended her for the gifted program. Not just smart, but transcendent, above the mental capabilities of regular mortals, especially above her younger brother Ryan. She started calling him the slow one at family dinners, would explain basic concepts to him in baby talk, even though he was only 2 years younger. When he'd ask for help with homework, she'd sigh dramatically and say things like, "I'll try to dumb it down to your processing level." Made charts ranking family members by IQ with herself at the top, Ryan at the bottom, below our dog. I tried addressing it, but she'd pull out her standardized test scores, wave them around like divine prophecy. Ryan handled it quietly, never fought back, never told teachers when Emma announced to his classmates that he was adopted because our genes couldn't produce someone that dim. He focused on what he loved, taking things apart, building computers, fixing broken electronics. By middle school, neighbors paid him to repair their devices. Emma mocked this too, called him a technician, said manual labor was perfect for limited minds. Meanwhile, she coasted through advanced classes, never studied, and turned in late work because geniuses don't follow conventional deadlines. Teachers let it slide because of her test scores. Ryan taught himself programming, started creating apps, and never mentioned it at home because Emma would lecture about how coding was just following instructions, not real intelligence. 6 months ago, Emma got into an elite university through early admission. She demanded we throw a massive party to celebrate what she called the family's first intellectual achievement. During her speech at the party, she thanked everyone for their support, then specifically thanked Ryan for showing her what she didn't want to become. Actually said those words into a microphone in front of 100 people. Ryan left the party. Emma spent the rest of the night explaining to relatives how IQ was genetic destiny, how she'd probably cure cancer, while Ryan would be lucky to manage a retail store. Started a blog called Thoughts from Above, where she reviewed books and ideas from her elevated perspective, frequently referencing her intellectually challenged brother as inspiration to help the less fortunate understand complex topics. Emma's first semester was supposed to be her coronation. She picked the hardest courses, told everyone she'd set the curve in everything, called home the first week to inform us her professors were intimidated by her intellect. But then midterms happened. She failed her computer science course. Not struggled, failed. Zero ability to code, couldn't understand basic algorithms. Her professor suggested she might have a learning disability in computational thinking. Emma had a meltdown, demanded that the school investigate the professor for discrimination against gifted students. The administration reviewed her work, told her she needed a tutor. She called me sobbing about persecution, demanding we sue the university for emotional distress. That's when Ryan offered to help her over winter break. Emma laughed, actually laughed at him, said she'd rather fail than take help from someone who barely graduated high school with a B average. Last week was the revelation. Emma failed out of computer science completely, had to switch majors. She came home for a weekend, still ranting about incompetent professors. Ryan was in his room working on something when Emma barged in to mock him about community college applications. But she saw his screens, multiple monitors running code, complex programs, and a bank statement left open showing deposits, large deposits. She grabbed the statement. Ryan had been selling his apps to tech companies. One had just sold for $200,000. Emma went silent, then started screaming about him hiding money from family. Ryan pulled out his laptop, showed her his portfolio. 7 apps in major app stores, 3 more in development, job offers from companies she dreamed of working for, all while she was failing basic programming. She demanded he tutor her immediately, said he owed it to her after all the years she'd tried to educate him. Ryan looked at her and said, "I'll try to dumb it down to your processing level." Our relatives found out when Emma tried posting about Ryan's selfishness, but accidentally included the screenshots of his success. Our uncle, who works in tech, recognized one of the apps. Turns out half the family had been using Ryan's productivity app without knowing he created it. Emma's blog got flooded with comments asking why a genius couldn't code. She made her account private. Ryan got invited to speak at a tech conference about self-taught programming. They specifically mentioned overcoming educational prejudice. Emma asked if she could come as his assistant. He said he didn't want to confuse her with too many big concepts.